I'm like Mello when I shoot, I don't miss. Yeah, they better check my stats, call me Chris. Yeah, I ain't fly, but I'm known to whip that trick. Yeah, real quick, dog, let me talk my ish. 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 Yeah, I'm feeling unleashed, call me Chris.
Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, non-binary pals, baby mamas, baby daddies, and everybody in between. Welcome back to the Gresh Unleashed podcast. This is another installment of Talking Ish with yours truly, the voice that does the most to purveyor mischief, Gresh. But here I am known simply as Joshua Gresham because here we are talking and chopping it up with various individuals from all across the way. And as you are telling, as we are here at this point in time, my intros are currently evolving more and more to the point where it's not consistent, but that's a part of the charm of me because hey, I free ball this. So let's get with it. But joining me is someone who I've known since we was teenagers, literally. He's older than me, but we feel like we're equal at the same time. But he is none other than the head of OTSMedia. He is pretty much has been my one of my good best friends, my brother, my counsel when it comes to this content creating. I've been doing this for damn near all of our lives, but hey, I got a long intro, so let me go ahead and cut to the chase. You know, then DJ, well, I call him DJ, but you can call him Derrick Myers Jr. What's up with you, brother?
What's good, bro? What's good? Thanks for having me on, man.
You know, even though what's this, like your fifth time?
I don't even know. I lost count.
Like I always be trying different things with this podcast, this platform. So you were probably on the Black Content Creator Spotlight I did a couple of months back. You did a episode with us. I think we was reviewing something. I think was it the Dark Side of the Ring?
Dark Side of the Ring. I was thinking about that the other day too.
Was it the Benoit one?
Yeah, I think so. Because we did. God, I forgot. I didn't even remember what show it was on. I just remember doing the episode, and I was because I was thinking about it. Did you see what came out the other day about Benoit?
Nah, I've been desensitized to a lot of stuff.
Okay, so there is a rumor going around that Chris Benoit spun out into doing whatever he did with his wife and Daniel because Vince McMahon was the father of Daniel. And speculation that he either did that or Vince McMahon had his people go and cover this up. Now I don't know if this is true or not because Daniel looked like Chris to me, so I can't speculate too much. I just thought it was very interesting. I don't know, bro. Apparently,
what a way to start this. Like, what?
Yeah, I know.
People and their conspiracies are wow. That's the first I've heard. Like, I've heard people blame Kevin Sullivan. I've heard people blame other sources. It's like they're trying to find every which way to instead of accepting the fact that this man did this. They're trying to find every way possible. Vince was a weirdo.
Yes, still is.
But it's like y'all really that desperate for clicks and interactions that say, hey, there's a rumor going around that Vince McMahon was the real father of Daniel Benoit. Like,
bro. And that's my problem with content creation today. Clickbait is it's a driving force behind a lot of shows that you see. Everybody wanted to get that viral moment. You see what happened with Shannon Sharp beginning of this year. And I have respect for Shannon Sharp, but I could tell with that Cat Williams interview that's the path that show's going to end up going on to.
Because he's had Monique and he has Desi Banks. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you see Dave Chappelle on there at one point. Hell, I wouldn't even be surprised if hell freezes over and you see Oprah on
there. Look, it's weird because I understand trying to find your lane in this space. Everybody has to find what is unique to them, but the thing about Shannon Sharp is that he was on FS1 for like 7 years with Skip Bayless. And, I understand, when he came into the business is, trying to find his own footing. But the problem is you worked with a journalist for 7 years. I would expect there to be some journalistic growth in that area, and all he does on the show is just sit there, ask a
Honestly,
question.
I can give him a little credit with the difference between his interview with Cat Williams and Monique. He did do
Mhm.
some form of research, like he was hitting her with some questions to the point where Monique was like, "Look at you trying to be a journalist." So it's
Yeah,
like it's little stuff like that. I could see him. I would say because how old is this Club Shay Shay? Like, is it new or is it?
yeah, it came out last year, and it was
And
when he left FS1.
oh, okay. The reason why I
Yeah.
say that is because I look at it, even though we're on two different platforms, I look at it like when I first started this podcasting game, I was terrible. Like
Mhm.
I had to find my footing, find where. Like I hear people tell me all the time, like, bro,
Yeah.
you one of the top in one of the top unsung podcasters or content creators that people need to get more eyes on. And I'm like,
Mhm.
I appreciate that, but that's more so because I've actually just stuck with it and I've studied other people. So I
Yeah.
would say it's like I can see he's hearing the criticism towards that first interview with Cat Williams or all his other interviews, but when I can give him some slight credit with what he was on with Monique, what he was trying to, I guess, get her perspective of certain topics.
Yeah. I mean, so my thing is like, yeah, I think I get what you're saying. I'm of the mindset that not everybody needs to be a number one.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I think what he's doing with Nightcap is significantly better than Club Shay Shay, because you're not only seeing his personality come through, but you're seeing him with someone else that can share with carrying the load. And with Club Shay Shay by himself, it's not. I don't get that. It's like question answer, question answer. It's that whole rhythmic, robotic thing that just it
And he
doesn't
incorporated
allow.
alcohol. He incorporated drinking into it,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
oh, so we just so the alcohol is basically his form of tea.
Yes, yes, yeah.
All
I,
right.
you're only going to get so far with that. You know what I'm saying? I think with the nightcap show thing that he's doing, I think that one can go significantly further than Club Shay Shay.
I
Like
need to
Club Shay
check on
Shay
it.
is only going to go as far as the actual guests that he has on there,
Oh yeah, because when you
and
think about
as much
it,
controversy you can
yeah.
muster. You know what I'm
Because
saying?
I'm about to say, if you pay attention, it's like a lot of people are talking. We're talking more about the Cat Williams and Monique, and not as much as the one with Ric Flair or the one
Right,
with Desi Banks,
right,
because people don't care. And it's
right.
like Ric Flair already. It's like unless you're a hardcore wrestling fan, you're not going to search out that interview. I found out about
Hmm.
him being on that show when I was on YouTube because I watched the Monique one. They recommended me watching other shows, and I saw Ric Flair. I
Hmm.
was like, oh. I
Yeah,
just kept scrolling.
I'm,
I don't care about, and
yeah,
I know this is probably taboo to some of these hardcore wrestling fans who are tapping into this bonus episode, but it's just like I don't really care about a lot of these old heads, I'm not saying that
hmm,
as disrespectful. It's just more so it's like if I know your story more and more and more, whether it's the true or not, it's like after a while, if you're always in some shit, I stop caring.
yeah,
Like the plane ride from hell thing with Ric Flair. I'm like, how many more times can you give this man some energy? Because I'm a proponent and a huge advocate of energy and maintaining peace, especially
hmm,
after the year I've had. I'm
hmm,
not giving my energy to old heads who pretty much don't know when it's time to let it go. And
yeah.
he's one of those who don't know when it's time to let it go. So
Oh
I
no!
can
How
get
many
what you're
times has he
saying,
retired?
and there's also the pacer in his heart.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's like, and the reason why I bring that up is because, like you say, I understand where you come from. Like it's only so much you can ride that wave, which is I kind of respect the fact that he separates the two. Is
Yeah,
because
most definitely.
instead of trying to turn the nightcap into a full interview segment, it's like
Hmm.
okay, let's just branch it off and just
Hmm.
have just have it do its own thing, and then see where that goes. And then and I'm pretty sure he probably sets it up to where if it falls off, he just stop doing it. Because
Yeah.
that's the thing about him building his brand, and that's what a lot of content creators don't understand. Is like when you build your brand as yourself, you can stop doing the interviews and whatever. People are still going to follow you. So
Yeah. No, I mean it's hard being able to build your brand up, and I think that's one of the things, especially for for athletes that are trying to come into the media business. All they've known is playing whatever sport they played, right? So then when you retire and you're trying to get into the media business, it's a little different. I think when people actually care about what you have to say in general, that's when you're able to build that following. And I think people actually care about what Shannon has to say. I think that's part reason why I'm a little I feel the way that I do with Club Shay Shay, because of the fact that there's more substance there that he's not tapped into, and I would format the show a little differently. Have him as the main face of it, but you need a support on there. So it would make sense to have like Ocho come on that show as well, or find someone else, because he's not the type that can carry. In my opinion, he's not the number one in that format.
Right.
In Nightcap, you could say that he is, because he's more personality. But when you have that journalistic setting where you're asking people questions about different things, their lives, their experiences, all that stuff, it takes a certain level of detail that I don't think that he's put into the production aspect or the behind the scenes research to be able to go on camera to display it. You know what I'm saying? I think you need a journalistic personality on there, whether it is like a Stephen A. Smith or someone else. Stephen A's got maybe like 3,000 shows on ESPN anyway, so I doubt he would be able to have time to do that.
Yeah,
but
he won't, including sleep.
No. But I think it would take that show to another level if that's the direction he's looking to go into it with it. Trying to build that journalistic resume. You need to have someone there that you're able to bounce off of and have that kind of energy, because all I've seen is asking questions, listening, and then asking the next question, not doing any serious follow-up. Because when you do your research on specific people, you're able to then go in and say, oh, well, what about XYZ? Or you don't even have to do a research on the person, just their craft or their art itself. If you even study that or know anything about that, you're able to ask certain follow-up questions that would allow them to go into better detail on certain stories or whatever. And I think that's something that takes, like you said, it does take practice. Because I mean, when you first started, it definitely wasn't what you have now, and it takes a lot of time to build up. OTS is the exact same thing. This is the third iteration of what.
Oh yeah, I remember when it was the other one. I forgot the name of it, but yeah,
Second Gen Studios.
Yeah, Second Gen. I was like, you've been through my iterations too. Before I settled on just the Gresh name in general, it was what was it? 2K Games, Kajuji at one point. That was
Kajuji,
it was so many iterations that it was just like, oh my god, well, why didn't I think it? And it just takes you just finding out what works and what doesn't work. And in my case, I found out like, hey, what works is me being myself and just being entertaining and incorporating what brought me to the dance, whether it's music, dance, whatever, or editing and production, your eye for production. So it's like, I feel like if he keeps going, it'll grow more. So it's like he'll mature more. But I see what you're saying, where he needs someone to feed off of, because after a while, I think I told you this, or I might have told Dwayne this, but I feel like Club Shay Shay is a show where he's looking for that reaction clip.
It's about viral.
That's what I'm saying. The reason I say it, because when you watch a full episode, you can see the pause where he's like giving you a few seconds to snip it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what I feel like. So
Yeah.
and to me, I feel like that has a shorter lifespan than actually
Oh, it definitely
doing
does.
your homework,
Yeah,
because
because
you said what?
you're not gonna go. I mean, I would venture to say by the end of this year, it's not going to be as big as it is right now, because the shelf life of something like that is only so small. It's not. It has no substance to it. When you're only building your content to go viral, that doesn't
Mhm.
last long. You need substance. You need something for people to actually want to come in and watch your content, seek your content out. Brilliant Idiots, for example, they've been around for, I want to say, around 11 or 12 years. They built their content up off of just being themselves, not Charlamagne the God and Andrew Schultz, of actually allowing the content to be them and not trying to chase that viral moment. Have they had stuff go viral? Yes, yes. But you can actually allow yourself to be the thing that draws people in. That you'll eventually say something that catches fire, and people are like, "Oh, what is this? Let me go check this out," and then see the back catalog and stuff like that. So I mean, yeah, I'd give it about a year.
Hmm.
Something like that doesn't, it can't last long because no one is going to care about it. And people likely won't care about it by the end of summer.
Yeah, 'cause something, and that's the thing is like when you look for that quick fix, you have to keep doing that quick fix,
Yes.
or you'll be burnt out after a while.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because and that's what and I feel like that's why I stopped doing the shit posting on my end with
Right.
social media, is because I'm
Right.
like, this is a quick fix, but after a while, people ain't gonna care. So
Well,
it's like
yeah.
instead of putting all my energy on being a shit poster, I just put all my energy back into my content, and that has been and like people like, oh shoot, this is fire. Like, what is this? Like, yo, you do this? You got a
Yeah.
podcast? I thought you were just a shit poster. No, no,
Yeah.
no, no.
Yeah.
I just used to do that stuff because I was just bored. But now it's
Yeah.
like I'm strategic with it. So it's like
Yeah.
I still say what I want to say, but I don't fall into that pit of despair
Mhm.
of trying to fit in with certain subsections of communities that don't really make or break my bank account.
Yeah,
So.
most definitely. And then the thing with social media too is that you have to be careful too sometimes, because there'll be things that you will want to say on there that
Mhm.
would make for better content than just a tweet.
Mhm.
Because you have shorter characters on there, you're like likely not going to make a whole thread, of nobody's going to read a whole thread.
Oh, as soon as you see show more, if
Yeah,
you got Twitter blue, I'm not reading that shit.
yeah. Yeah, so it's like sometimes you just got to save it for a recording, because you'll have a better opportunity to share your complete thought, and people
Mhm.
will likely
And that's why
get to that part.
I conquered too, is because I'd be like I see everybody reacting to something, and I'd be like, yeah, I see that.
Yeah,
I will save my thoughts for a monetized discussion.
yeah.
And they'd be like, what do you mean by that? I said, everything that I touch right now has monetization in some way, shape, or form. So
Hmm.
instead of me giving you a quick off the cuff response on Twitter and however many characters I got. I have a lot of characters. I just don't use it because if
Yeah,
I'm not going to read show more, I know you're not going to read show more.
right.
So it's like, okay, I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna sit on this and I'm gonna think about it. And if I remember, because keep in mind I smoke a lot, if I remember for the podcast, I'll be like, okay,
Yeah.
either I'll say I'll talk about it, or I'll tell Dwayne, be like, hey, bro, write this down because I'm gonna forget. You won't. Just write it down and then we'll talk about it on the show. So it's like, but I know everything that I touch, even if it's the what if videos,
Hmm.
that was a monetized.
Yeah.
So I save my thoughts, my true thoughts for that. And then I'll direct you to the comment section to say, hey, I like what you said. Hey, I didn't agree with this. Let's have a discussion. And
Right.
then don't realize that when you interact with my videos, YouTube's like, hey, people are interacting with this video. Let's push it up. So in a way, I always tell people when you're doing this type of stuff, instead of just being a shit poster, just curate it into a content cycle to where you can literally just start making money from your opinion,
Yeah.
whether you agree, whether you agree with it or not. So.
Yeah. No, yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. It just, it takes a lot of mindfulness, I think, to
and mistakes.
And mistakes. Yeah, most definitely. But I think that's a part of it too. Like you're never gonna go through something like this and do it successfully without making mistakes. I
Oh
think
yeah,
that's
for
one
sure.
thing as being a content creator. Um, I actually love that part about it. I think that's one of my favorite parts about creating in general, is being an artist. Is like, okay, I made a mistake in doing X, Y, Z. Like, I never, because you remember I used to draw a
Hmm.
lot, and I used to not want to draw with pens. I would only draw with pencils because it's like, okay, if I make a mistake, I can correct it. If I draw with pens, I can't correct it,
Yeah, you
right?
stuck.
Yeah, I'm a perfectionist, so I want to make sure I can go through and get the lines as perfect as possible. So then I applied that to this. Was like, oh man, like that perfectionism uh, 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 is a killer.
Oh yeah,
It's a killer. It's a
I've
killer
always said
'cause
it. I've always said it. You can't be a perfectionist and a content creator.
you can't, you can't, you can't. I think that's why I'm so stuck. I'm stuck in certain areas because I need to have certain things go a certain way. So last year I took the majority of the year off,
Hmm.
like March through December, just to reset because it was there was so much about it that I was trying to have perfect, and I couldn't get it to be that. So I had to just reset and kind of like calm my mind down in order to be able to come back and just hey, let me just post, or let me just record this, that, and the other, and not trying to juggle 20 plus shows at one time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Doesn't
Right.
work. It does
That
not
was
work.
me. That was me when I was trying to like incorporate like do 3 channels. So this I'm like
Hmm.
I had to remind myself like, bro, it's just you. Like
Yeah,
you can hire an editor, but you have trust issues when it comes to editing. So it's like, do you really want to incorporate a add on top of, because that's why I always had to explain to people, because I get comments all the time in my regular when my what if videos. Like if I posted that tribute video that I did with for WWE wrestler, or former WWE wrestler, current uh international wrestler, Mercedes Moné, Sasha Banks,
mhm,
and I get comments all the time like, when's the next what if video? Like when's the next this that and the third? And I'm like, I already explained to my actual supporters that like, if I'm not at home, I'm not going to post as much as I want to,
yeah,
because my office is right outside, is home at the same time.
mhm,
So, and I had to explain to people like, me trying to, and that's what stopped me from doing 3 channels, because I was going to do Gresh, Gresh Unleashed podcast, and Freepedia with
yeah,
Dwayne.
yeah,
But I'm like, but then I started freelancing video production and editing, and I'm like, I don't have time
yeah,
for 3 goddamn channels. I
yeah.
barely have time for 2. Whereas
Sometimes
like
barely
when
one.
with even one, luckily with the podcast, all I have to do is cut down clips,
Hmm.
copy and paste. That takes me like 5 minutes. All I gotta do is copy and paste, cut down the clips, upload at least 3 videos a week outside of the main podcast show, and then I set a timer.
Hmm.
So I schedule it in advance. So where the only thing that I have to worry about is getting that notification on my main account, be like, oh hey, it posted successfully. All right, retweet, keep pushing.
Yeah,
So far that has worked, and then likely it will keep working, because I set up to where Sunday is my planning and Wednesday is my planning. So Sunday is my planning slash, all right, work on this, work on this. Okay, schedule this, schedule this, schedule this. And then when Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday happens, I'm working, working, working. And then by the time I get to Wednesday, I'm planning, I'm already ahead, because content, my form of content is so, it doesn't require me to be tedious. All I got to do. And then as I get more funding, I have hired a thumbnail editor. I have hired pretty much a shorts editor, to where I send them footage like, hey, can you chop this down into a minute or less and just have fun with it? You do whatever you do. And then now I am going to inevitably pass the gaming editing over to someone else, because
mhm,
people want that more, but I want to have
yeah,
my attention more on what I like, what I enjoy, and
yeah,
instead of uh, basically handicapping myself by trying new things while also depriving. what brought me to the dance. Just cut the bait, because a lot of people don't charge an arm and a leg for a 15-minute video, because my videos are 15 minutes or less. They don't charge an arm and a leg. They be like $50, and I'm like, okay, here you go.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that like I got money growing on trees, but it's just like it's not a lot.
Right. And I
Whereas
think that's
I can turn my attention to what I enjoy, which is the retrospectives and all the other stuff. So that way that can still be a thing while I focus on this.
right. I think that's the interesting thing about being an artist too. Whatever your medium is, when you have people that enjoy what you do, finding the balance between providing them that and also doing what you want to do, right?
Right.
So, for example, Andre 3000.
Oh yeah, that album.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he wanted to come out with a flute album. Everybody else wants him to come out a rap album. He wanted to do the flute. Like, as an artist, I can understand it.
But at the same time,
as an audience member, though, I can understand it.
because we've been on both sides of the spectrum.
Bro.
We've been on both sides of the spectrum. So it's like, and a lot of people don't really understand that. Like, a lot of people don't understand the artist side of things. And people assume like, oh, artists, you mean, oh, you like to do music. No, art, being involved in art is more than just music or acting. It's like you want to it's like you want to evolve. You don't want to hit that brick wall or that ceiling to where you feel stuck. And when you feel stuck, that means your creativity feels drained, because you're trying to push yourself to do this, but you're not really wanting to do it because you want to evolve past it. Because
let me ask you this then.
What's that?
With specific artists that we've seen, let's use Kanye and Drake as an example.
All right.
Okay. When they get to this point where you're seeing stuff that they're doing that's just like, what the hell are you doing? Type thing. Do you believe that's them hitting the wall?
Now I feel like that's them trying to escape that wall, because they've already hit it. They're trying to find everything. Because I'm being real, I understand people blame Kanye's bipolar disorder for whatever he be going through. Me personally, I don't care about his personal life, what that music sound like.
Right.
So I've seen him go through the gospel phase, whatever he's doing now, and I'm like, that's just him trying to figure out what is next, because he's likely, from my point of view, is a perfectionist, that he's trying to evolve past what brought him to the dance. And does he have a mental disorder? Yes, but I'm not finna to put that all on his mental disorder, because if that was the case, I will put that on a lot of other people who has gone through similar things that is not black. So I'm going to treat him just like I treat everybody else. I'm gonna be like, okay, what are you putting through your music or your form of art? It's all over the place. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? But at the same time, it's like, that's likely him just trying to find a way out of that brick wall that he's stuck on. So
listen, that's the thing too. That's the thing too. Because like, when you hit that wall, like, because man, look, you've achieved everything you wanted to achieve, right? You got the money, you got the fame, you got the notoriety, you have the legend status. So why is it that you're not getting back to the point where you just do what you want to do, like create free, like it's freely creating, right? And I feel like almost like with him, with Drake, Nicki, I feel like they're at this point where they're just trying to keep up with trends.
Oh yeah,
Drake and Nicki for sure. I think
you can hear it in their music
for sure. Kanye is trying to be the trend. I think he's trying to be that trend setter, and it's like no one is following that.
And it's not even just that. It's like he doesn't really understand that this current generation of consumer, they look at him as out of touch and crazy. So they're not going to, and this current generation is so pro getting their opinions across without facts. So they're going to blindly react to whatever he's trying to say and call him crazy and whatever and dismiss it. But if it was somebody, I could tell you this, if it was somebody else that was doing what Kanye's doing, but younger, they will put him on a pedestal like crazy. But since it's Kanye, they be like, oh no, he's having another episode. Nah, he's crazy. Nah, he's bipolar. Nah, he ain't been the same since his mom died. Like those are all the excuses I hear. So it's just like Kanye's situation is more so like, I hate to say it like this, but right action, wrong actor.
That's hilarious.
He's doing what he's doing makes sense if you're trying to evolve as a creator. But he's done so much stuff in other people's eyes to where they're quick to dismiss him, even if it is revolutionary.
And see, that's the thing too. Like the production is what got him to the dance, right? And he's still trying. Like, see, it's so weird because I don't even think. I think Life of Pablo was the last time where I listened to his album. And I'm like, wow.
I think the last album I heard of his was Donda.
Donda was cool.
That's the only thing I heard. After that, I just said whatever.
It was cool. Donda 2. I think Donda and Donda 2. I thought they had certain tracks that were like okay.
Yeah, I've only heard Donda. After that, I just tapped out. And instead of me going the route of everybody saying, because I feel like a lot of people, and could be a thing too. I feel like a lot of people hate listening to Kanye. Like they're ready for him to drop something so they can spew their negativity towards him because negativity trends. So if they see negativity, people going to react to it, and that's what's going to be pushed up more than his actual fans. So it's like, and instead of going my route where it's like I wasn't really feeling Donda like that, so I just stopped listening.
Yeah, I continue listening to old Kanye.
I listen to old Kanye. Trust me, it comes on my playlist all the time. I'd be like, okay, old Kanye, that Kanye I like. And instead of me going the route of everybody else saying, oh, what happened to the old Kanye? I just be like, I just enjoy the old Kanye.
Just enjoy him
on my playlist and just move on.
And that's why I think for him it would make more sense to just produce.
You feel like it's time for him to step back
as a rapper?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, because. And I feel
like the bars ain't there, bro. The bars ain't there. They're not.
And that's probably, and I like that you said that because that's probably why Andre 3000 did what he did, because I believe he did an interview where he was like, I just wasn't, the bars wasn't there.
Yeah,
it would have been mediocre.
Yeah, and see that's how I am as an artist. I would rather do things that I know I can do extremely well.
Mm-hmm.
I know there are other things that I can't do.
Right.
But if it's not in my wheelhouse, if it's not something that I'm just like I can do in my sleep, like I can conceptualize in my sleep. I'll wake up with an idea and it's just like boom, cool. I can spew out concepts for different things all the time. But when it comes to doing what you do in terms of like getting on live and doing that consistently and stuff like that, that ain't my thing. That ain't my thing. And I'm not going to act like it's my thing.
That's why I always be texting you, because even though you don't catch it, I catch it. And I'd be like,
right,
yo, is this what you was trying to do? He like, nah, that wasn't it. I was like, nah. So the people don't understand. Like, people need to understand, like, whenever I do something, DJ hits me up, he'd be like, that was cool. I wasn't really feeling that a little bit. Like, what was the purpose behind it? And I said, and sometimes I'd be like, and I just do it nonchalantly. Like, I'd be like, hey, bro, what was that? Like one time I think somebody put up a thumbnail and I was like, the fuck is this? I was like, I could edit you this for free. What the hell is this? And that's what I feel like.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel
like. By the way, it wasn't me. I didn't do the thumbnail.
Oh, I know. But I'm saying stuff like that. It's stuff like that where people need to pretty much pay attention to. So it's like when it comes to Kanye and what Andre said, he's like, my bars are not really, it wouldn't have been a good album, so I just gave you a flute album.
Yeah,
I feel like it's time for Kanye to do that too. Yeah,
be a producer.
And to be honest with you, and this may not be popular with a lot of people who listen to my show, but I feel like it might be time for Nicki to do that too. Same thing with Drake.
Bro, Nicki, I'm gonna call him Aubrey because Drake.
I be thinking you talking about Dracula.
Aubrey, bro, look, Drake was the last time I felt like I was confident in a Drake album was like 2015. And I know people hate when I say that. But you talking about,
I get it.
Like, I think he's just trying to
hit the trend. He's trying to trend on TikTok.
That's all he is. I keep telling people that he's a captionist. He's not a lyricist. He's a captionist. And I think
he's AI generated.
Bro, what we're seeing now from him, when you're trying to keep up with what teenagers and 20-year-olds are doing at what he's like 40, right?
He's damn near 40.
Why? I'm 34. I don't want to do that. I don't even see what the
37 to be exact.
37. I don't see the draw. I don't see the draw. And same thing with Nicki.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's time to stop twerking. I think it's time to
She's 41, stop. So she's actually in her 40s.
I think it's time to stop.
And she's beefing with kids.
That's what I'm saying. Like for what? For what? What is the draw to it? What is the necessity? Why? Like, if you're talking about art, what brought Nicki to the dance was her bars.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I always put on it. Like if I ever listen to like Young Money, Cash Money with her in it, I always replayed her verses because they made sense. Fire.
And it's just like I'm not feeling it. I don't.
Like I've had conversations with people about her, like that situation with where she was talking about Meg, and like with her mom. Me, seeing as I recently lost my mom, I immediately, whenever somebody talks about anybody's mom, I dismiss you all together because it's immediately fuck you on sight.
Yes.
So I immediately dismissed her until someone talked to me about it, and it was just like she was basically adding context about the whole Tory Lanez situation. And my thing is, people continue to miss the context of that situation because it wasn't Meg versus Tory.
It wasn't.
It was the state versus Tory for having a gun unlicensed and violating his parole. If you actually listen to the context, they used her as a witness, but she wasn't the reason.
Yeah.
He's in jail because he was stupid.
Well, he's in jail because he decided to air this whole thing out. She was actually
AKA he was stupid.
She was covering for him. He decided to go on the Breakfast Club and start talking and saying whatever, and then she had to defend herself. So my whole problem is I don't understand why we're no longer talking about the art. We're only talking about the artists' lives
and their beef.
I don't care. Now, beef in hip hop that's
a different breed.
Phenomenal.
Keep it to the music.
Keep it to the music and to the topic at hand. When you start going off and veering off and talking about random stuff, because come on, I don't think Nicki has a leg to stand on. You're married to a pedophile, so that's
is he a pedophile? Like, I don't know the whole story. Like, is he a pedophile?
Bro, it's something to do with sex assault. So okay. I believe it is with a child. If I'm
about to pull up Wikipedia because I'm like,
I believe that's what it's about. When you have a woman that is married to a man that is accused of certain things like that, and that woman is going out and trashing Meg for this whole thing with Tory, you don't have a leg to stand on. That's my whole problem. You can't be in your 40s acting like a 20-year-old.
Yeah.
You just can't. You can't. I think that it's unnecessary, and
And the reason why I asked that because I'm not defending anything, but just more so because I'm like. Like I just said, I don't follow these people's lives, so I
Right.
don't even know this
Right.
nigga's name.
I don't know his name either.
So it's like I'm going to Google and people. It's like they just said he failed to. He's a sex offender.
Sex offender. Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's more so a pedophile. He's just a sex offender.
Sex offender. So again, though, if that's
it's still kind of like you can't really throw stones in glass houses.
You can't.
When that's literally your people's everybody. Because I believe Meg did her what was it, the hiss? Was it the hiss? Is it the hiss?
Hiss.
And she literally said Megan's Law, and I was like, Megan's Law. And when I did the research, I was like, oh. And then the funny thing about that, she didn't even name drop anybody. Hit Dogs just started to holler.
And Nikki just went on Twitter and went on a tirade for like a week.
Literally. I'm like, God damn. And then I was like, ma'am, you're 40. you're
Bro, I stopped caring what people thought about me.
I stopped caring about what people thought about me last year.
7-8 years ago.
And to be honest with you, I stopped caring what people thought about me when I was 25. I really stopped giving a fuck last year. Like I was starting to care a little bit, but now it's just like, if you don't know me or you haven't had a conversation with me, your opinion on me does not care.
That's the problem. People care about the opinions of people that they don't even know. If my only thing is I want to make sure I have the opinions and respect of the people that are close to me. Now, of course, I want people, everywhere to respect me, so I show respect to them. But to be honest, if you don't really care about me like that,
the block feature is free.
That's all I'm saying. And I've blocked plenty of people. I
think I lost count after 1,000.
Bro, I don't even know who. No,
because I usually look through. Yeah. Like I'll say, because someone asked me, how many have you blocked? And I was like, damn, I reached over 1,000.
That's crazy. Because
it's just a flick of the thumb. I'll be like, block.
It is.
But you say something stupid.
I think that's what like artists in general need to start doing. People, I know we're sensitive as a whole. Artists are sensitive about everything. Get it?
Oh, for sure. Like,
get it?
This is one guy who he made his whole Twitter shtick, basically him reviewing albums. Mm-hmm. And he reviewed, I believe, Coyle Ray's album, one of her recent albums, and he said, "Please retire out of 10." And she saw that, and she was pissed, and she ended up blocking him. When I saw that, I bust out laughing because I'm like, damn, how did you come up with "please retire out of 10"?
But not everybody.
I believe his name was Southside Gun on Twitter. You probably see me interact with him a lot. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, when he said that, I was like, bro, how did you come up with that? I didn't even come up with that. And I review albums. I review albums for a living because I'm an engineer. So it's just like, how did you? I was like, damn, I need to start using that. So
see, that's the thing, though. Like you don't have to care about everybody's opinion. There's few people that might not like what you do or whatever. That comes with the territory. That's a part of it, right? So, like, I think there are people that we put on this pedestal. Excuse me. That their art doesn't match their hype.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'll give you one who I believe exceeds his hype. Domani, T.I.'s son. To be completely honest, I think where he is right now, he's already surpassed T.I. in terms of talent.
Oh, as far as lyrics, yeah.
Lyrics, talent. I think he's because he covers rap, but he's like a neo soul artist at the same time, and he covers different genres within like one album.
He taps his wand into it just to make sure, like, to give you a little taste, but then he be like, I'll let you know that I listened to this, but I'm still sticking within my lane.
You can see where his where he draws inspiration from. And I think that where he is right now, go listen to Skydive. If you haven't listened to Skydive, that's one of his albums. It's an amazing project. It's an amazing project. But I think that we put other artists that they're not really good at what they do, to be honest. And there are some that have exceeded their prime, surpassed their prime. Aubrey is one to me. Nicki is another to me. Kanye is another. You know what I'm saying? But we're so caught up in their celebrity that it's like, oh, what they do is amazing. No, it's not. No, it's not. You know, I think if Drake like went into just writing,
Mm-hmm.
Does he write? I think he writes and he sings.
Okay.
Now he doesn't write all his stuff.
That's the reason why I asked it, because I know it was a rumor where he had ghostwriters.
Oh, he has multiple ghostwriters.
Like, okay, that's why I was like, does he write?
But he can write. He can sing. You know what I'm saying? If you're not going to do what brought you to the dance, which was rap, mixtapes were phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? He was rapping like he was starving back then.
He was. The man started on the Grassy of all shows. I'd be starving too, because they ain't paid him nothing but grass and a wish.
I think he's lost that.
He's lost that, and that's what happens when you get. He's comfortable. He's
comfortable. He is, and you know what? To be honest, there's nothing wrong with that. But let's not act as if he is still
at the top.
Now he's only commercially at the top, but in terms of,
and even then, he's kind. I hear you say he's commercially at the top, but if I had to throw a bone, I would say Bad Bunny is knocking at his door.
Oh no, Bad Bunny.
And the reason I say that is because if Bad Bunny learns English, it's a wrap for Drake.
It's over. It's over.
It's a wrap.
I don't know Bad Bunny's music.
Oh, I do. I can sing you some stuff.
I know his stardom.
Yeah, I can sing some stuff like his recent album that he dropped. I was listening to that on the plane to Sacramento, and I was like, well, goddamn, I don't understand what the fuck you're saying, but at the same time, I know you talking that cash shit.
See, so it's like, I agree with you on that. If he learned English and put out albums in English as well, he would.
I feel like he would be, honestly, he would be the rap version of what I feel like Selena would have been if she wasn't killed.
Ooh.
That's just my opinion.
She
had momentum because she mastered English. She had an English album, and then she got killed. So it's like, if she were still here, I feel like she would have been at the top. And I feel like he's the rap version of that, because he's popular. He has a presence about him that is like, because at first I was one of those people who was dismissed. I was like, who the fuck is Bad Bunny? Who's Bad Bunny? Same thing happened with me with Jelly Roll. I was like, who's Jelly Roll? No, that was me, because I never heard of them. But then when I actually sat down and listened to their music, I was like, I get it. I like Boondocks, Uncle Ruckus. I apologize, my outburst. That was literally me. I was like, my bad. And it's like, that's what I feel like a lot of people. Side note, that's what I feel like a lot of people should take. Like, if you don't know who these people are, take the time and learn these people and make your own opinion.
Well, that's what that God, I'm gonna mess his name up. Kai Cenat. Kai Cenat. Same thing with him. He didn't know who Killer Mike was, and he's trying to figure out why Killer Mike won a Grammy.
I saw that. I was just like,
if you listen to the album, to me, I listened to the album. The album came out early summer last year.
Mm-hmm. The one with his younger face. When he was a kid, his picture, yeah.
And when I completed that project, I was like, this is definitely album of the year. Rap album
for sure,
at minimum. But to me, it felt like album of the year. And when you're questioning who this guy is, at that point, you need to go and listen to the music to then critique. If you don't like the music, you don't like the music.
Facts.
But like, we're as an audience, as consumers, we're so caught up in the celebrity versus the talent. Killer Mike is one of them ones.
I'm like, even if I didn't listen to music, and especially if you're from Atlanta, you know who Killer Mike is. That nigga's always on TV.
Yeah.
Whenever they do them press conferences, his ass is right there next to either T.I. or Big Boy or whoever the politicians are trying to get in the black community to appease to. Like, I know that whole shtick. Like you'll know who Killer Mike is.
Yeah, but like, and I'll be honest, I didn't listen to Run the Jewels, Mike, the Killer Mike.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't listen to it, and I listened to Michael.
To be honest with you,
like, God dang, bro.
I don't listen to Killer Mike like that, and I'm from Atlanta.
I'm going to go back and listen to his
I'm gonna have to listen to more of his music to see the hype that people are putting him on the pedestal, and that's just me personally. That's not me discrediting anybody. That's not me disrespecting anybody. It's more so is because and I have to explain this to the people. When I'm in my own world, I literally focus on my content.
Yeah.
What music that I grew up on that was played in my household, and I move on with my day. You would have to educate me. Like, I love it when people be like, "You don't know who this person is?" No, I don't.
Yeah.
Like, I got chewed out when I said I don't know who Jelly Roll is. I'm like, bro, instead of chewing me out, just tell me who it is so I can listen to it myself.
Jelly Roll is still new. Like, that's not a shocker right there. Like, I found out about Jelly Roll, I think, from listening to Brilliant Idiots. I didn't know who he was.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I don't know who this nigga is. Yeah. It ain't the fact that I'm being disrespectful. I just don't know. And I have to explain to people. I'm like, that's perfectly fine. I'm like, I'm not here. Like, that's why I laugh at social media, because I'll be like, y'all acting like I just say, who the fuck is, get this nigga off my TV? I just said, who is this? And should I, like, even today with NBA All-Stars this weekend, I was like, I have no idea who any of these people are in this dunk contest, because I pretty much checked out of basketball. I just started back getting into football, and I'm going to check out All-Star Weekend this week. And I was like, who are these people? And I was
Jaylen Brown, though.
Yes, I know who that is.
Jaylen Brown. But yeah, so Mac McClung is the guy who won last year.
I didn't know who that is until I saw clips. I was like, I'm in.
Yeah. Well, see,
and when people do that, that's what I mean. Instead of just saying, you don't know who it is, I'm like, show me a clip, nigga. Like, I don't need your words. I need you to show me a clip.
But that's the problem. I think that's the problem with social media, is that again, we're not focused on the art. We're focused on the celebrity. Because when you look at when you pay attention to actual art, you're able to see, oh man, this so-and-so is really nice. Like, I bought into the hype that R&B was a dead genre. I bought into that hype.
Oh, I did too.
But then, and I'm not sure, you probably remember him, Jimmy Terrell.
Yeah. I had to think about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So y'all, yeah. We know him. That's one of my friends. He told me, it's not dead. You gotta go listen to the underground. And he gave me some artists to listen to, and I'm like, oh.
Holy shit.
God.
And I feel like
it sounds like we got back to the 90s. Okay.
And that's where a lot of people, before they dismiss a genre, they need to take a step back and realize that once you hit commercial, they're going to water it down so that they can reach more households. But if you want that true essence and heart and soul of something, then you have to dig to people who are independent, who aren't signed. And that's why I feel like, and I'm gonna take it to her, that's why I feel like what Megan is doing is right. She just signed a deal with somebody, but she still owns her masters.
Yes.
So that means she still has control of what she releases.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel like even though she signed, she's still independent.
But see, that's the reason why I think the big studios and everybody, I think that's why these labels are going to end up phasing out, because I can't say there's no use for them. There is still use, like getting into the door and being commercially successful. There's still that push there, but there has to be value in what they bring to the table at this point, because now artists are coming in with, like, I got my catalog, I got these numbers and all this other stuff. What is it that you're able to do for me, right? Nipsey Hussle is a great example of that. He didn't sign to a major until he was ready, right? And all he was doing was putting out mixtapes. He didn't even put out an album. Victory Lap was his first album, right? So he's one of those guys that like I paid attention to him. I knew Nipsey off of his interviews and like him just talking about certain things. And
I didn't know who Nipsey was until he died.
see, and that's when I learned about him on his Victory Lap presser. Or prior to that, my bad, because I think he was gearing up to get ready for Victory Lap to be publicized, but it was during that time where it was like, okay, you're listening to his interviews and stuff like that. That's how I got on the Killer Mike interviews. I didn't know his music prior to that at all. You know what I'm saying? So it's like being able to connect with the artist on a personal level, where it's like you're listening to him and it's like, oh, okay, I can relate to him and this, that, and the other. Okay, let me go listen to his music.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I think how many years younger are you than me?
How old are you now?
34.
I'm 29. So yeah.
Okay, so we're part of the same generation.
Yeah. You're in the middle. I'm at the end. So I'm I'm leaving. Yeah.
Yeah. But we're the last generation that knows what life was like without internet.
Oh, I'm definitely a part of that. Like
we're that
90,
last generation.
I feel like the last generation, the last year that knows what it's like without internet is 1999.
Beautiful year.
Maybe 2000. That's just a stretch.
That was a great time.
Yeah. The 90s. Yes, I grew up. 94. I was born 94, but it's like 96, 90, 98, 99, 2000 to like 98 to like 2003.
Yeah,
peak years.
Is chef's kiss. As a chef's kiss. And I think that's the problem, because I don't think the generation after has that. We had to actually seek out music.
Seek out music, seek out outside, seek out balance, seek out life.
Bro, you had to go out and actually buy your stuff.
You have to be lucky to live near a music store.
Best Buy, Circuit City, like Radio Shack,
Hollywood,
in terms of like getting the equipment that you need to go play this stuff. It was like you actually had to go work for the art that you were
increase and you want it. And then if you did, and if you got it, you guarded that shit like a plague, because it was expensive hell to replace.
Yes. Yeah, you ever broke a CD? You work in another one.
Oh, boy.
It's like
you had to burn a CD like to make multiple copies, because just in case you had kids that wanted to play frisbee with your CD, you'd be like, mother.
You remember? You know what my first album was that was burnt for me?
What was that?
Confessions. And that's because my parents wouldn't let me listen to certain music.
No, mine too. Trust me. Like when my mom was in the car, gospel. As soon as she got out the car, my sister flipped that thing to whatever radio station play. Usher, Chris Brown, Monica, Keisha Cole, who else? Who else was around? Alicia Keys, Jay-Z. Like, we was hearing all that shit. I was like, that was the first time I heard that. Then as soon as she came in,
yep.
GP, yo, you whip man.
But see, that's work. Like, you had to actually go work for what you wanted to listen to. And we're in this generation, or this era now where
generation, you can say it. We old heads. I've accepted that
I'm in my unk stage, bro. Like,
I've been there. I've been there since I was 16 years old.
Yeah. I'm perfectly fine with it.
Like, when people call me Unc, I'll be like, yeah. My nieces and nephews call me Uncle Yoshi. So it's all right.
Yeah. I see that, but that's the thing though. Like, we're in this time now where art isn't as appreciated. So you have to go for the viral stuff. You have to go for things that's going to get someone's attention, versus back when we were consuming art as kids. It's like, oh man, like, I appreciate this so much. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I would listen to the same album over and over and over again. That's why to this day, when I listen to music, I don't listen to music and it's just like, on a playlist or what. The only time I listen to a playlist is when Mariah's in my truck.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only time I listen to a playlist. Because when I listen to music, I listen to the full album. I have to listen to the full album. Any J. Cole album I put on, I listen to from start to finish. Michael, I put that thing on and I listen to that start to finish. And I'm talking about Killer Mike's album, not Michael Jackson. But even with Michael Jackson, I still have to listen to it from start to finish. I can't put on a single track and just skip around. That skipping around thing, it's like, no, I like storytelling. And that's why I love like Kendrick Lamar, for example. You know, like he has storytelling in his art. And I think we're in that era where art isn't appreciated because they just want
That viral moment.
that viral moment, or they just want what sounds good. You just listen to the beat. You don't listen to the lyrics. So when you just listen to the lyrics, I think that's why Drake got lazy.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why Drake got lazy.
He found the hot spot. And he's like, oh, I ain't got to do too much thinking. I could just repeat the same shit over and over again in different ways. Kiki, do you love? Like I could just say that repeatedly. Bet. Here you go. I can do that. I can do that. I can. Didn't he release 2 albums in the same year one time?
I think so. Yeah. 2015. That was the last time.
Yeah, he released 2 albums in the same year, and all of it sound the same. And I'm like, oh,
it did. But
okay.
2015 was the last time where Drake, to me, sounded like Drake. Now he's just Aubrey. Now he's just Aubrey because he chased that viral moment, and it's cool. It worked for him. Like this whole thing he got out with Sexy Red, bro. Did you see the music?
I haven't heard a second of that. I saw that her water broke during set, and they kept filming, and I saw people reacting to it. I have yet to put it on. I have yet to unmute it. So I don't even know what it sounds like.
One of my friends, you've heard it on social media.
Have I?
I've heard. I guarantee you've heard a clip.
Was it Coochie? Give me a snippet. Was it Coochie? Something about Coochie?
Yeah, something about something about with
Please don't tell me it's that bend that ass over, let my Coochie breathe.
Yes.
For fuck's sake.
I get yes.
I thought it was something new.
My friend sent it over to me the other day, the video.
Yeah.
And
wasn't he eating McDonald's from the hospital?
Yeah.
Which I can't knock because that McDonald's hospital food do be when it's hospital and McDonald's. I mean McDonald's and hospital.
Yeah.
That tastes good.
See, like here's the thing. I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it, right? Like if that's what you want to do, cool. But that further showed me why I can't rock with him like that anymore. No. He started the music video off talking about the struggle.
My nigga, you
struggle.
You from Canada.
What are we talking about here? What struggle?
You're not struggling, bro.
What struggle did you have? You see what I'm saying? So it's like
you,
come on.
You are a biracial black man from Canada. You barely struggled. I mean, you came from Degrassi, but okay.
That's why for me it's like I can't.
And that is completely normal because that's me. Like I don't go out of my way. Like if I hear something that I don't like, I'm just gonna stop listening to you. Whether you Drake, whether you Kanye, whether you Nicki, whether you Cardi B, Party, it doesn't matter who you. I don't even give a damn if you Barney. If I don't rock with you no more, and it's something that I don't know, and I see a pattern, I'm not even gonna waste my energy on you. I'm gonna be neutral. I'm gonna be like, if you enjoy them, that's you. If you don't, cool. But me, I don't enjoy them, so I'm gonna find something that I enjoy.
See, that's why, like, I think artists like Wale don't get the love that like he deserves. Wale, even Chris Brown to an extent, because people bash Chris Brown.
That's mainly because of his past. Yeah.
So see, that's the thing. That's my problem with it. You can't down him and then praise R. Kelly. Oh, we ain't getting rid of R. Kelly. So I mean, if you're gonna go down that road, be consistent.
Mm-hmm. You can't be hypocritical there.
You can't be on the fence about it. And that's why I'm like, okay, these artists, these are true artists because they come out with music that is, telling a story that feels like a moment in time that people are not going to appreciate until they pass away. Every J. Cole album that's come out, I've loved.
Mm-hmm.
It's like every time he drops an album, it gets better. It goes up like this. Kendrick Lamar, same thing.
Oh yeah,
Same thing. Big Sean,
that's Big Sean.
same thing. I don't see how we are in this day and age where art isn't as appreciated as it should be. I honestly hate the fact that Meg Thee Stallion has to do what she's doing in order for her music to sell. Because lyrically,
Oh, she's a beast.
she gets busy. Lyrically, Meg is a monster. We just can't, like, because of the day and age we're in,
She has to twerk.
she has to twerk.
Same with Cardi B. She has to twerk.
Well, and see, that's the thing too.
Because Cardi can.
Cardi's good.
She's good.
I don't think she's gonna come out with another album, but she's good.
She good though.
She good.
She's killing in her feature bag.
Yeah,
She's a
and
feature.
and that's my thing right there. If you know the lane that you're extremely good in, why are you getting out of it? why are you getting out of it? Because Cardi knows, hey, me jumping on these tracks as a feature for the kids coming up.
Or all I gotta do is just spit a couple 2/8 and then just and we doing a music video. All I gotta do is just twerk a little bit. But
A one-day shoot.
literally, because I can tell you most of those videos that they be shooting takes a day.
If that.
If that, maybe 4 hours.
So that's what I'm saying. She's able to stay in her lane, and her art is like, it's good. It's good. That's why I respect what Andre did, because he stuck with his art, not what people just wanted him to go out and do.
He's like, I haven't, because when's the last time he rapped? Was it 2000 and?
No, he actually jumped on some features. Like, he was on a feature last year, I think. I forgot whose project it was, but he was on a feature last year.
What's it?
Yeah. I think it was last year. I want to say he did something.
You might have to send me that when we're done here, because I'm like, I literally missed that. It literally, and that's the thing about, it's so many artists out here that it drums through the cracks.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing though. I think that's why people got pissed, because he did the features, and I want to say, you know what? I think it was Donda 2.
Oh, that's probably why, because
I think it was Donda 2.
It was attached to Kanye.
He was talking to Donda in his verse, I think, saying like, watch over us, this and the other. Like, it was very well done. Like, Andre gets busy, but he paid more attention to the art, not the sensationalism of his art. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I'm saying. I wish we would get back to those days where we paid attention to the art, where we were focused on the art and what people were doing. So, you know, I think one thing is we have to show each other appreciation, love, support, all that stuff. Not when it's clickbait type thing, not when it's popular, but when people aren't even watching you, when people don't even know that you're supporting someone else. You know what I'm saying? That's why I support what you do. I don't need for anybody to know I support you. You know what I'm saying? I support you because what you're doing is real. Like, it's really good. Like, you put out some great content, stuff that, like, you made me actually want to watch wrestling again. Come on now. To the point now where I want to look at the new WWE game.
Oh yeah, 2K24. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, it's like,
yeah.
I wasn't studying wrestling. I see something here and there, but it's like, whatever. I didn't care about it. But your content was like making me sit here and think. I'm like, oh man, this is some good stuff. This is
when you flip it and you actually study people who actually have mastered that. Like, I will always give credit to the crew over at Public Enemies Podcast, or
yes.
It's another one. I'm missing them like crazy, but it's slipping my. It's a lot of people, that I would like. Like they've mastered. Oh, like what was the Black Wrestling Podcast? I believe is it? Yeah, the Black Guy Wrestling Podcast. Like those people, they always in my DMs and they be like, okay, I like what you're doing here. Take this and do this. You don't have to give me credit, but take this, do this, and flip it. And it's like,
See that, but
so it's like when you flip it and you master your community and you actually be yourself at the same time, that's what keeps people interested.
but that takes the ability to not want attention. Like as a society, we're attention whores.
Mm-hmm.
As a society, we crave attention. Attention is the newest drug, or the biggest drug, I should say, because of the fact that that's all people care about. So when it comes to actually giving advice on something, and like nobody wants to give advice freely at this point anymore.
Oh yeah.
For
And I
what?
think that's why a lot of people be like thrown off when I like shout out to one of my coworkers. He's a video editor. He travels all the time, and he was like getting into YouTube. He's like, so how does this work? How does this work? And I just so casually, because he was like putting in his like little tags when you curate the video, he would put like hashtag whatever he was talking about. I said, see, that doesn't work. And I said the reason why, because a lot of people on YouTube aren't using hashtags. They're using whatever word that your target audience. So if you put this person in it, that video will pop up to their recommendation. And then if you're actually engaging with your videos, which he is, then they will click on it. And he came back to me yesterday because we just finished the show yesterday. And he was like, bro, that video went from 23 views to 2.1K within 3 days. And I was like,
Wow.
oh. And I just and because he was surprised that I gave him that. I was like, bro, hey, I learned. And the only way for us as a community to grow, we have to be willing to help other people grow where they're stuck.
Yeah.
And as much as I've been burnt in this community, I've been thrown under the bus in this community. It doesn't matter for what or whatever mistake I've made. I'm not going to blame anybody for throwing me under the bus. But at the same time, it's like, no matter what, I didn't let that change how I choose to be as a creator. And I actually put out a tweet a couple months ago. I said I give myself another 3 years to be in front of the camera before I bow out. And it's not because
I've been trying to get from in front of the camera for a while.
and it's not because I'm tired of doing this. It's because I feel like I don't see myself doing this forever. Like I see people, fine. I see people in their 50s doing what I do now. And I'm like, how do you still do this? And they're not even on the big stage, quote unquote, in certain communities. So I'm like, how do you see yourself doing this 50s, in your 40s, your late 40s, 50s, doing this? And it's like, what do you, and I understand you can turn what we do into a job. I mean, it is a job. And it could be financial, but it's like creatively, I feel like there's more that I can do, or is creatively I can help somebody else that wants my help. Like I've had people always who like I tell people all the time, if I'm following you, because I have to curate who can DM me. I'm like, if you feel like you got a question, just DM me or email me or or whatever the case may be. Is because I don't give my number out. I can just tell you that right now. I'm not giving you my number. Like I don't care who you are. I have to really trust you to give you my number. But
I feel that.
But it's like if it's something that we can collab with and do, let's do it. Like I'm not, and I don't even need credit for it because it's to help your brand. If you want to give me credit, I'll accept it. But I'm not gonna be like, hey, bro, in order for me to do this, you got to give me credit. You got to give your followers praise of me. I don't care for that because I don't fiend for praise. I'll accept it, but I don't fiend for it. I never have, I never will. And it was at one point that I started doing that, but then I was like that. Then that woman over my shoulder said, "Joshua, that is not you. Stop that." And that's where I am. So
attention is one hell of a drug, bro.
Especially when you fall into it. It's like anybody can fall into it. It don't matter how old you are or how young you are. You can't blame age on that. It's more so you lose yourself. It's up to you to pick yourself or look yourself in the mirror, because you have to be willing in this day and age. You have to be willing to evolve, or otherwise you're gonna be stuck being in this black hole of negativity.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Simple. It's
Simple.
simple. Yeah.
Like I had people, because I still have people to this day who probably don't like me, who probably don't vibe with me. And I said it on Twitter this morning. I'm gonna say it again. I don't care if you don't like me. You probably don't even like yourself.
Yeah.
And that's how you have to live. And it's not being arrogant. That's being protective of your peace.
Yeah. And that's the most important part about it.
Especially if you're a content creator. Like you have to. And I always tell people, if you're a content creator, a video editor, or a writer, a director, doesn't matter. If you go thriving off of everybody not liking you, you're going to lose your mind.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You think let me just leave that alone. I will leave that alone.
I
I'm
had
a
a
new
feeling
man.
I'm about to say I had a feeling I know where you were going with this. I'm like, he's going that way.
No,
Okay.
no. I'm a new man. I'm a new man.
That sound like
About
me.
4 years ago.
You
About
sound
4
like
years ago.
me. You sound like me. I was like, ugh. I almost slipped back into my old ways. God
Yeah.
damn it.
Yeah.
I almost, almost, I almost took a jab.
Not necessary. Not necessary. Because again, it's about, like you said earlier, finding out, realizing where you put your energy.
Yeah, and
And
it's like,
not everybody deserves your energy. I think as an artist, that's the most important thing that the realization you can come to. Not everybody deserves your energy. And if you're gonna give
and that
energy
comes with
to
experience. I wouldn't even say that
creativity,
comes with age. That comes with
it comes with experience.
experience.
Yeah.
Because the reason
Yeah.
why I say that is because I know 50-year-olds who are still who still have the mindset and the maturity of a toddler in kindergarten. Like, and that's because they have lack of experience and exposure to normal society.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why I always tell people, like, what you knew of me last summer or the summer before that or 6 years ago is not what you know of me now.
Yeah.
You don't know
Yeah.
my experience. You don't know what I went through or what I decided to evolve from. So it's like if people bring up, case in point, when you mentioned Chris Brown, and people keep bringing up his flaws, without also bringing up R. Kelly's flaws, you're not giving them the opportunity to grow if they want
Hey
to.
man.
If they want to.
Hey man. Look, all I know is Chris Brown settled down and started focusing properly. When he became a father, it's like the switch flipped.
I feel like that's with everybody. Same thing with Jeff
Yeah.
Hardy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
He still has
Yeah.
his demons, of
So
course,
that's the
but
stuff going, but he definitely calmed down.
yeah, compared to what he used to do. So that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. It's like
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
have to be willing to. It's like you can't be, and basically what I'm saying is you can't be hypocritical. You can't bash one person and then praise someone else who's done far worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I agree with you, bro.
but yeah, it's a lot like going on, like especially with Drake and all that stuff. That stuff be crazy. I be
I mean,
paying attention. I be paying attention, even with Club Shay Shay. Like I pay attention to all that stuff. I just be like, and I think that's the reason why I choose to be in my own lane.
yeah.
Because it's like if I focus on, and that's why I have to tell people because I've been, I love telling this story, but I've been accused of people saying I've stolen their thumbnail idea or their
Hmm.
video idea
Hmm.
because we had the same. I think I talked to you about it one time because we had a similar styles, and I was like, "Oh, buddy, you don't know who you talking to because I don't know what the fuck you produce."
Yeah.
Because I be so stuck in my own world. Like unless you go out of your way to show me what you're watching, what you post, I'm not searching out your content.
Yeah.
There's a beautiful thing called coincidence. We can literally have the same idea, especially if it's a trending topic. It happens, but you can't sit out here. I love it when they blame. They try to blame you, send you paragraphs. I paid this much money into my channel, nigga. I did too.
Hmm.
If I decided to keep the receipts, I probably paid more money into my channel than you did.
Yeah.
So don't bring numbers to my attention. Don't bring none of that to my attention because I'm gonna be like I can outpay you if I wanted to,
Yeah.
but I choose not to because I'm frugal with my money.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
But and it's like that's why I tell, and that's what because I think I had to sit down with one of my with a young kid, Coltrane, and he was asking me about this stuff too. He was like, Like, how do you function in content in a populated, overpopulated space? No matter what you do, I said I don't watch y'all. I don't watch y'all shit. And he was like, "Whoa, why you say it like that?" I don't watch y'all shit, and it's not because I don't support y'all. I'll give you a retweet. I'll give you a repost, or I'll be like, "Yo, check this person out." But I'll tell you this right now: any seconds that you put on your video or that you accumulate on your video didn't come from me. And it's not because I don't want to support you. It's because I don't want to subconsciously steal your idea.
Most definitely.
Especially if we're in the same space.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
and
Which
a lot of people don't have that mentality.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why I do the same thing. I don't watch everything everybody watches, like especially when it comes to ESPN and stuff like that, because I cover sports with the sideline guys. I'm not watching that.
You don't want to mess around and have the same opinion that
Well,
is
it's not
taught
even
to
just
you.
it's
That's
not
taught
even
to
just
you.
that. I don't want to. I don't think that. Of course, there's nothing new under the sun. We can have similar opinions, but I don't want my overall explanation to be verbatim what you said at all. I really don't. Now there are some things that sometimes I hear people say something. I'll bring it to the show and just credit the person that said it and then
Oh,
expound on
same
the
here.
point. You know what I'm saying? Like that's fine. But I'm not gonna take someone's a point of view.
And make it into their own. Oh, there's a lot
I
of people,
don't.
especially in wrestling. Like there's this renowned reporter, Dave Meltzer.
Yes,
It's
yes.
literally
No.
people who literally take what he says and
Yeah.
turn it into their whole content, into their whole persona online.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nigga, you just said what this man just said. Because I don't watch him, but I know people post quotes of him, and the next thing I know, I see somebody with another, and I click on their video just out of curiosity, and I be like, "You just reading a tweet."
Yeah.
Like you literally got a click from making a tweet.
Yeah.
No work, no research. You just sound smart because you know the insider terms. The same thing with basketball. You know the insider terms, what they use, what they've been using for years, but you didn't create your own opinion about this. Please get out of my face.
Yeah. Yeah. But again, that goes back to people not respecting the art. I think that's the
I feel like
bottom
that's the
line.
moral of this entire
That's the bottom
bonus.
line.
It's like nobody
People
respects
don't
the
care.
art.
People don't care about art because if you cared about art, you would care about the process that it took to create that art.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Mariah just took me to an art museum for my birthday. Surprised because I have been wanting to go for the longest time. There's one that's actually right around the corner from where we live. And she surprised me taking me over there. And, I'm standing there looking at these pieces and they have the price tags next to them, right? 40 grand, 50 grand, 25. I'm like, God, the cheapest thing I saw in that museum was $1,900. And I'm standing there looking at all this stuff, and I'm paying attention to the actual technique of different paintings and sculptings and stuff like that. And I'm looking, I'm like, God, like it took a lot of time and effort for someone to go and look at a slab of marble and chisel it out to be a figure, a specific figure. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of effort. That's a lot of time. That I can appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Even if I don't agree that it is worth $25,000, I can appreciate what you did. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's the thing that we just, as a society, we don't do anymore. We don't do it. That's why people feel like they can just take anybody's work and repurpose it without giving credit. You know what I'm saying? They feel like they can just take somebody's words and like plagiarism feels like a thing of the past almost.
Even though it's still
Don't
prominent,
get
but
in
it's
trouble
worded
with that.
differently.
Yeah.
It's worded as source citing.
Yes. No, but I would say
Yeah.
like, but plagiarism is taking it as your own. You know what I'm saying? And you're not even willing to say like who this is from. Come on, man.
Like it cracks
Come
me
on now.
up. Like whenever I'm on the wrestling side of things, I see people. It's like as soon as Twitter Blue became a thing, everybody became a news site.
Bro.
Same thing with NBA Twitter. Same thing with what other Twitter do I follow? TV film media production Twitter. Like everybody with a blue check got an opinion, and I'm like, but then I click on their profile. I'm like, bro, you literally have 30 followers, and I'm pretty sure
Bro,
25 of them are your burners.
I saw someone the other day like my tweet that was a blue check, and I was just curious just to see what they had going on. They had 25 followers, and I'm sitting. I'm like, it's like what I told you when it first came out. I said if it's worth it, like what you're doing is worth it, then yeah, go ahead and pay for it.
All right.
I'm not on Twitter enough to
pay for
a blue check. I don't even need a blue check. What do I need a blue check for? You see what I tweet. What do I need a blue check for?
You just be shit talking. You just give your opinion. Like the only time you'll probably pop off is if I quote tweet you and just say something stupid.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because like what I tweeted yesterday, you retweeted it and quote tweeted
I was like,
it, and then
you talking about the Usher dance?
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
I still need to understand an explanation about that. But yeah,
I think that was the early stages of what they used to call ticking crumping. So you be like, you trying to it's an early form of body control, but at the same time, it's something that doesn't evolve, that doesn't age well, because our body control dance choreography has evolved since that era.
Yeah.
What year did that come out? Like 2005, 4, 3?
Yeah, came out around 03,
04. Like 02 is probably a stretch.
Something in that range, yeah.
So yeah, the dancing evolution at that point was kind of like you're laughing at it now because you're like, bro, you look like you're drawing your hands, or the T-Rex dance, but it's like stuff like that.
Yeah.
So like as far as with so it's like, and it's like people used to come at me for it, but I'd be like, the only reason why I bought it is because they pay me back for it.
Right.
Like I get paid back.
You're
like I'm
making
not
money from doing what you do, and that was my thing. If you're making money from it, yeah, you can use it as tax write-off and all that stuff, right?
Right.
Okay, that makes sense. But if
you're
just
doing that just to be a shit poster, and then you turn around, because this will crack me up. A lot of people don't understand this. I can have 1 million impressions and only get paid like $40.
Isn't that crazy? That's like streaming. Streaming, you get pennies on a dollar.
So that means if I have 1 million impressions and only get like $40, I already know if you have 100,000 impressions, you're probably getting what, $10? So you're not even making what you pay back. You're making $1 more than what you pay back. So you're literally paying. You're paying to make $1.
Yeah. Does that even make sense? No.
That doesn't make sense. No. So that's why I tell people,
we have to go back to the days of actually appreciating art.
Everybody's so quick. Everybody's so quick to try to get that pop off, that pop. Like they say something egregious because they know, and that's why I love it when people be like, "Yo, I know I'm taking the bait, but you're stupid." And I'm like, "Bro, you're literally feeding what they want," and it's like that's why I told you my block list is probably higher than my follower count. Yeah. Because it's like I just see too many of the same shit, and I'm like, I don't have beef with you. I don't know you. Like if you see me in public, and that's the thing about it too. I'm the only one that shows my face. So you'll probably recognize me before I recognize you. So you can talk shit all you want to, just don't be surprised if I block you.
Yeah, it's
not because and it's not even because I'm mainly protecting my peace, but it's just because you're fucking stupid for some clicks.
Yeah. I used to go back and forth on social media.
I know. I'd be watching. I'd be like, nigga, if you
I honestly don't care anymore.
I used to be wanting to text you too. I'd be like, nigga, if you don't stop.
You could have. That's the thing.
I'd be like, he a grown man, but he'll get it out of his system. But sometimes I'll be wanting to hit my people. I'll be like, bro, stop. Don't even.
That's the thing, man. It's accountability. I think we've lost that.
Oh, now I'll hold you accountable. Like if you do that, or sometimes I expect you, Dwayne, or anybody who.
If I see you, wow, I'm gonna hit you up.
You be like, hey, bro,
You ain't been wild, so you know.
Yeah. I told you. My whole persona has changed, and it's not because I want to get in good graces. It's because I want to see myself at a better position
Yeah.
to where it's like, and even though a lot of stuff that I used to say won't get me, like, won't keep me out of money making situations,
Hmm.
I was treading that
Yeah.
thin line to where it was like borderline offensive.
Yeah.
So, and it's like once I had that situation over before my mom passed, and it was like my mom passing pretty much
Hmm.
made me say, okay, I have to do better.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when you see me shit posting, I'm not shit posting. It's more so just me making myself laugh.
That's the thing too. I only tweet certain things. I don't. There'll be things I tweet.
I used to shit post just to shit post just to get that little engagement, but now I just do this stuff to make myself laugh, and the people who follow me actually laugh with me. And I'd be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you found that funny? Cool."
I might get one person to laugh at something, but I really post something sometimes just to make myself like I'm literally just laughing about something, or I just had like some random
Oh,
thought. I'm not like
you see
I don't
something,
even
you
be
be like,
smoking. I haven't smoked in about 5 years, so I'll tweet certain things that might sound like high thoughts, but it's like, have you guys ever thought about XYZ? And it's just because that's what I'm thinking about in the moment. Just I just want to talk.
or in my
It's just
case, I'm high, so it's like
yeah,
I'm just cleaning my thoughts out because I'm high most of the time. So, but it's like
yeah.
even then, I like to pull the curtain back. Even then, I've gotten that under control where it's like I don't even smoke like I used to. It's more so
Yeah.
not because I don't. It's not. It's just more so because I try to find other things to
Yeah, 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 yeah,
keep my head level.
yeah,
And it's like I don't want to get. That's the reason why I went on the detox for a year to where I didn't drink alcohol.
yeah.
2022 was the last time I drank alcohol. In 2000, I think the first time I drank alcohol was Christmas of last year. So I
Okay.
went a full year and
Yeah,
some change, with just not
yeah,
touching it. Had no
and that's
desire.
good.
I was, and it's more
Good.
so because I wanted to make, because I felt like I was reaching that borderline where I was about to become an alcoholic. I was like,
Mhm.
once I started feeling like I crave it, I
Yeah,
stopped.
yeah.
And the same thing with weed. I make weed jokes. I'm pro cannabis, trust me. And like
Mhm.
if there's a joint in front of me, I will smoke the hell out of it. But at the same time, I have days now where I can go 4 days without smoking.
Yeah,
Five, a whole week
yeah,
sometimes. And it's not because I'm tired of it, it's because I don't want to get to the point where I crave weed.
yeah. You don't want to be dependent upon it.
Yeah. So it's like
Yeah.
I switch it up with work. Like if I ever feel like I'm craving something, I hit the gym.
Uh-huh.
I work out. I do this, do that, because there's no. It's like there's no right way. Or in my case, I go get a tattoo
Yeah,
because
yeah,
that's my way. And it's like that's my way of grieving too.
yeah,
I go get a tattoo. I'm like, I'm about to finalize my script, my sleeve, and I'm gonna send you the final picture once I get somebody to draw it up for me, the vision that I have, because I'm not a drawer, so I don't
yeah,
know the
yeah,
vision.
yeah,
So I'm like,
yeah.
let me write it down so I can be like, okay, this is my end goal. But
Mhm.
it's stuff like that. I just choose to peel to build to kind of get myself under control so I won't be out here wilding like I used to be on Twitter. So that's
Yeah,
why, and that's the reason why I always laugh when people try to bring up if somebody hates me or don't like me. It's like you don't like the old version of me. Current Josh don't give a fuck.
yeah, 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 yeah,
And it's like, but especially if I've apologized in the past, it's like you can only apologize so much to the point
yeah,
where you just stop caring.
yeah. No, that's
Because
true.
it's
That's true.
like, and I believe my homegirl Tessa. I need to hit her up one day because I get so busy and be forgetting to hit people up. But she was like, you can have your intentions of whatever the case may be, but you can't control people's reactions to your intentions.
Yeah.
You have to, if you're intended to do good, or if you're intended to feel remorse for what you've done, you can show your good intentions by apologizing and accepting what you did wrong and evolving from it. But you can't force everybody to accept your apologies or your faults. You just have to accept that you did the right thing and move forward and try to
Hmm.
move forward. And that's all
Hmm.
you can do. You can't
Yeah.
You can't, and that's been my goal. So it's like whenever I see stuff like that that's why I take breaks from certain things, because it's like, hey,
Yeah.
you
No.
don't, and it goes back to what we said. You don't know me.
Yeah.
You don't know anything about me. You know Gresh the character, because let's be real. Gresh is a character. Gresh is a caricature that I've created over 15 years. Gresh is, yes, he's my last name. Yes, it's me turned up. But once that camera is off, I'm a chill, laid back person. I'm cracking jokes. I'm making myself laugh. Like it's a
Yeah.
like, and I feel like everybody is a character in this life, because you only know what we want you to know. But it's up to you to just really be good with that character. Like, be a good person. Like,
Yeah.
you can be a character, but you can also be a good person. So yeah, Gresh is, people know Gresh. People don't know Joshua.
Yeah.
You know Joshua.
Yeah.
Derrick, Dwayne knows Joshua.
Yeah.
Jasmine knows Joshua. Everybody don't know Joshua. So it's like, I don't care about that.
And look, so honestly, that's there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's perfectly fine to keep the two separate. I think it's perfectly fine to keep the two separate. I don't have an alter ego because
The funny thing is, it's not even an alter ego. It's more so, it's like,
it's an enhanced version of who you are.
this is who you put on the pedestal. But
Yeah.
once I turn that off, I'm just Joshua. Like, I don't
Yeah.
even, sometimes like Dwayne calls me Gresh often, and other people call me Gresh that know me personally, and sometimes I don't even answer, because it's like, I'm not on.
Yeah.
I'm not here. I'm not on the clock. I'm just being.
I call you Josh every time I see you. I don't like.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, because you know that you know both. You know both, like both sides. Like, you know, you've seen the struggles. You've seen everything. So it's like, and that's normal. Like, it's stuff like that. But it's like, that's why I always like. So yeah, outside of, so just to wrap up, so people can, so we won't be losing people. Basically, more of our story is just appreciate the art, but also understand that it's okay to separate the two if you actually know the person.
You have to. You have to. I think because again, you're as an artist, you are you're portraying. You're only showing certain things in your art. So like the art and the artist are two different things, but they are one and the same. That's the crazy thing about it. Like, your art is a part of you because it's an expression of you. It's just an expression of a part of you. It's not the full scope. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of have to be able to look at it and say, okay, this is that person, but what more is there? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, there's a lot that art can tell you about someone.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
This was a good conversation. Like,
It was. It was.
We always have and people who don't know, we have these conversations all the time. Even this week, we just decided to put a record on top of it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Where can they peep you on social media?
If you want to follow me personally, you can follow me at Derrick_OTS. That's DERRICK, the black way to spell it. But the brand is what I push out. So please, OTSMedia Co., all social media platforms, OTSMedia on YouTube. We cover different things, a lot of stuff: sports, gaming, music, movies, fashion as well. We have a lot of things coming in the next couple of months. One show that was mad popular, fans, that's coming back with our music battles as well. It's people, you could say it's like Versus. We just did what Versus should have done. Yeah. To be honest, we made it better. And
do they still do Versus?
Nah, they don't. Yeah. They don't. That's why we're getting back into it. We haven't done a fans battle in like 2 years. And that's because I wanted to shut it down to make sure that we had the right approach when we brought it back. Mm-hmm. So now we have the right approach. We have Chris Robinson and Ash Benny as our hosts. And we are launching our first episode. Will be out March 1st. So be on the lookout for that. It's going to be a great time. Looking forward to doing multiple things. And, Josh and I have also, we're discussing doing some stuff about behind the scenes. So there'll be a lot of things coming your way pretty soon.
Oh yeah, I'm always agreeing to some shit.
Yeah. But this one, I think it's gonna take some time for it to actually
And
materialize.
same thing with me. Like I have a couple projects in sync with Dwayne too. And for those
Yeah,
of you who don't know who I'm talking about, Highlight, like because
Nice.
people only know him as Highlights for some reason. I'd be like, but I call him by his government.
Me too. When Mama called him, I
But
saw him.
yeah, your mama called you Dwayne. I'm calling you Dwayne. But nah, it's a lot of stuff like the remixes that we did on the way back. Like people are like, bro, you're a dope
Yeah,
editor and this, that, and third. I'm like, hey man, this is just side missions just to get my practice up in. And it's like this is and the way that I'm constructing it is to premiere it during the show. Like whenever
yeah,
we do those, do it during Tuesday. So that way you keep the content. So it's like I'm setting it up to like where we take breaks during the live show, but I keep it in the post edit
nice,
version. So
nice.
people who are not really following the video side or they're sticking on the audio world, they be like, oh, wait,
Yeah,
that's what you do. But I also I also try to pay attention to the copyright stuff too. So like if there is a copyright situation, I just cut it out of the audio feed and just go from there. But
yeah,
typically, some of them are copyright friendly, some of them are not. And sometimes, and me and him are also uh, looking into original beats too, so that way
yeah.
we won't have to fall into that copyright. And because him with Mike Mayhem Music is a brilliant concept.
Yes.
I told him, I'm like, bro, just do that. And he's the voice behind. Like a lot of people didn't even put two and two together when I was like, he's the voice behind Unleashed Anthem and Talk My Ish. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
both of those, the Talk My Ish was just literally me in my hotel, and he was like, "Bro, I got this beat and this verse like an alternate. Like, do you wanna take it?" I'm like, and I heard it. I was like, "Yeah." So a lot of our
Mm-hmm.
good ideas comes when I'm on the road.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm and I travel a lot. So it's like outside of that, yeah, we got a lot of shit in the works. And instead of us like announcing it, we just do it.
Yeah, man. I think that's a part of it too. Just do the stuff. Just do it. Everything else come after. As you work, but just do the work.
Just just do the work. Like talk is cheap. Like, and especially
Yeah.
you don't always talk about what you're doing because a lot of people who pray for you ain't praying in your favor. And
Mm.
also it's like in a way, if you talk about it too much, you'll talk yourself out of it.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Most
So
definitely.
but as far as y'all who don't already know, you can follow yours truly at his Gresh on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. But Josh Gresham ORG everywhere else. You can follow the brand itself, Gresh Films. That's literally I'm building that up to where that is going to be the home station of everything yours truly. As well as the podcast itself, Gresh Unleashed. My name is everywhere. So if you saying,
Yeah.
"Oh, this guy's why is your name everywhere?" Because hey, man, I'm the face and I'm the guy who's doing all this shit. So
Yeah.
hey,
Why not?
but yeah, why not? But at Gresh Unleashed everywhere on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Gresh Unleashed Pod on YouTube, or you can just simply visit www.gressunleashed.com. That's where you can find all these bonus episodes, the main episodes, the special post-show reviews, or the extras that we're doing. Like we're doing a lot of testing the waters. We see that you guys enjoyed the extra that me and Dwayne Highlight did. You enjoyed the previous talking ish. Like we're testing the waters. That's the beauty behind us evolving. That's the beauty of art evolving. If you don't test anything to see if it works, then
Mhm.
what are you really doing? You're accepting complacency.
Yep.
But with that being said, you guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode where we just talked it. We just literally talked. There's no script. That's the beauty
No.
behind these. There's no script. That's literally me doing my intro and we just go whatever comes up to the dome. But with that being said, you guys stay safe out here in these streets. Make sure you follow OTS Media. Make sure you follow us. We have a lot of stuff in store for 2024. Quarter one, decent. Quarter two is about to be a different ball game because we're hitting our stride now.
Yes,
But
sir.
with that being said, you guys stay safe here in these streets, and remember to always eat, sleep, flex, and repeat. We out, y'all. Be breezy.